My funny content does very well. It's gone viral several times, but it doesn't directly convert into business.
Ish. There's only two things in business. There's marketing and then there's sales. The funny content is building awareness around you. If you didn't have the funny content, several people in this chat wouldn't have said Nick is the best right now. They know what the f you do. You're getting business from it that you don't even see. Value comes in all shapes and sizes. Being funny is value. Mentorship, coaching, skill set learning, those things are value too. It's just value. The problem for almost everyone is when they get excited to make a piece of content, it's to tell somebody to buy a house from them. On converting to ad, my favorite thing is to take something that went viral or really over-indexed it organically and then slightly refurbish it to be an ad.
Okay.
Right?
So then like that video, but the video that did viral was, what if it was a brand video? It just was, there was no call to action in it.
Let me go left field. I make a blueberry video that gets 5 million views. I then take it back to the shop and run most of it, but then about 3/4 of the way there, be like a banner ad at the bottom that says, you know what's delicious like blueberries? Gary's new book, Day Trading Attention. Think about how weird that connection was. But I can tell you that that will CAC at LTV better than a lot of my best A/B testing because the video itself is a good video and then you're just in it, right? Then you're in it and then you've got a shot. And if somebody is in the market to buy a book to read about their business or marketing, that may trigger it. And so it's wild. That's an extreme left field version that I gave. But
so for a small creator, it's like, okay, you say you post 10 videos, small creator. 2 of the 10 do better than the other 8. And then one of the was the outlier. And when Gary's saying millions of views, that's for bigger creators, but like it could happen to you. But even if it was 10,000 views and your other views get 200,
that's right.
That one that got 10,000 views, you're saying that one is the one, like there's magic there. So that's what you should use for an ad.
You should take that, bring it back to production and try to convert it with maybe even just change the copy to be an ad. You could do that.
Put a call to action on it, something, a button. Right. Yeah. Okay.
I think testing and learning, I think humility and curiosity and creativity are 3 words that we should all talk about right now. What are the trends? What's the breakthrough? The person that doesn't pay attention to what's working and does something completely random. What's definitely worked for my career is not watching what's working for everyone else, trying to make up random shit. You know, I saw people vlogging Casey Neistat, others, they were doing it. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, wait a minute. What if I had a huge, like, that's like reality TV, like, trying different stuff. A lot of people when they're selling an active book, don't put out a free PDF that sums up the book. Yeah. I'm like, let me try that. Maybe that people will feel so happy that I helped them. They might buy 5 for the team after they read I don't know. And by the way, also being okay if nothing happens. That's the other thing. If you do something with just the expectation of the monetizable event, you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
Right? So I think humility, let's go to that one first. Being okay with getting 3 views. Neel, the reason most people don't do random shit is they don't want to get 3 views when they're used to getting 1,000.
But who the fuck cares? Like nobody notices. There's nobody walking around being like, "Hey, dude, I just scrolled all your videos and I saw you bomb twice last week."
And
nobody
what if
cares?
And what if somebody? And if somebody did? What if somebody did? Like what? What is this fucking 3rd grade? The fuck are we doing here?
Yeah. I just people are like, hey, do you delete your
But
content?
you know what? But you'll love this deal. Everyone loves, like everyone's like, yeah. But a lot of these people aren't doing it because of that. And to your point, do you delete or archive your content? No, I do not. But other people do it because they want, when someone comes on it, to trick them to think that every video they make gets 1 million.
That gig is up, bro. That's 5 years.
By the way, that gig was never.
Yeah. Well, you could fool people 5 years ago.
That gig was never. Because if you're in that place, you're already in a place of insecurity.
Yeah. The cost of the flop is less than the cost of doing nothing. Like for me, just walking to the car, telling something,
Neel,
it's easy.
It's bigger than that. The learnings of what doesn't work.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro, oh my God. I am a man that stands here today with a good track record in this craft based on all the micro losing, not the winning.
Yeah. You put out a video, I don't know if it was a year or 2 ago, and you said, bro, if you don't believe in marketing, I want you to watch this. Like post organic content, get the views. Then you want to run your hook, you want to run your ad. Run an ad and target the people who've been watching your videos, and you'll believe in marketing forever. Bro, I did that shit. And I'm telling you, I feel like even today, it works and better even today than it did then. It is the unlock because the people already know, like, and trust you. And now you're giving them an opportunity. They watch your ad, they engage with it, and they take you up on your offer versus just running an ad to cold traffic where they never saw your face ever before. So first of all, I just want to, thank you for putting that on the radar. And then I want to get into like both sides of that. What's the content that you put out that gets the views? And then what's the retargeting piece look like?
The content that gets views is the extremities of random ass shit. When I, in the green room of a talk, said blueberries were underrated and I love them, that was one of my most successful videos of all time. I promise you that wasn't on my strategy sheet. So back to your point, sometimes it's the human stuff. And then there's other videos that are the emotional stuff. When that young woman came to me after a talk and she said, one day I'm going to be somebody. And I'm like, you're somebody now, which was wild because Myles Garrett did the same thing to a football player the other day. Very similar piece of content. That works, the emotional. And then the third one, the tactical. Like when I put out a video showing how to do something in black and white on a bulletin, which I do rarely these days, to your point earlier, but I probably will. I ebb and flow. I'm sure in 3 years, I'm like, all right, let me show, So something of value. Now, value comes in all shapes and sizes. Why does somebody that's unbelievably attractive, male or female, get a lot of likes? Because being attractive is value. Why does somebody who's a comedian get a lot of like? Because being funny is value. But mentorship, coaching, skill set learning, those things are value too. It's just value. The problem for almost everyone in this chat right now is when they get excited to make a piece of content, it's to tell somebody to buy a house from them.
Yeah.
Brother, I would bet my life that a substantial percentage of people on here right now are not passionate about being in real estate. They just think that that's where they can make some money.
I think about this too a lot, Gary. Like, it maybe the reason why people don't promote their product or services, they don't believe in it.
Oh, brother,
like
do you know that I'm a shitty salesman if I don't believe in what I'm selling? Do you know how naturally gifted I am at sales? I am a shitty, and by the way, I know this because I don't do it. You got to sell something you believe in, even when others don't. For example, VeeFriends, right? As you know, NFTs, it got crazy, and then thank God I made those videos saying 99% would go to zero, but a lot of people still think they're scams, they were worthless, they were beanie babies. Bro, they're not. There was just an administration in the White House and the SEC that didn't allow builders to build. That's going to change. I believe that 1% of NFTs are going to be very collectible, but I've done VeeFriends cartoons. I've got Topps trading cards. Like, I'm proudly selling VeeFriends. I want everybody here to buy a VeeFriend NFT and to buy VeeFriends stuff because I know I'm going to build a Marvel, Disney, Pokemon, and it's okay if 90% don't see it yet. Like, I know I read comments where people are like, I love GaryVee, except that NFT VeeFriends thing.
But but you could do it. This is like, I think it's so dope that we can tie it to our business. So for example, I was just talking about this. So like with personal brand, with content, I've noticed with my own personal content, Gary, that when I teach things, there's an audience, and sometimes those videos go viral, but a lot of times it's a limited audience. It's still impactful because it's more bottom of the funnel. But when I just tell stories about things that are going on in my life, people connect with me. Now, what's interesting is those are the things that people say when they see me. So they come to the events, they come in, they're like, bro, did you find, like, what happened with your son? What are you doing here? What are you doing this? And like, so I feel like that's where we should lean. Almost 50% of our content is on storytelling, because I see those videos blowing up every day on social. And then when you're pitching your stuff all day, all running basically ads, trying to be organic all day, it's dead.
Yeah, man. I mean, the book was written a long time ago. It's right there. It's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. And occasionally you can ask for something and it's not going to convert. Do you know how frustrated people that are givers are when they don't convert on their ask? But I keep reminding them, they're like, GaryVee, your fucking jab, 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 right hook. It's not working for me. Like, I've given my life to this community for a year. I asked for them to buy the book and like only 3,000 bought it. I'm like, 3,000 is better than zero. And by the way, like, when I wrote the book, I didn't say give, 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 and then trick them into buying it. I said give, 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 and then ask.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, of course, content.
But that's the reason why they will do business with you,
Of course. Like, nice guys finish first. This is the misnomer of society. Nice guys finish last is the worst statement in the world. Kind, karma driven, good men and women always win in the end, because winning is not how much money is in your pocket. Winning is how peaceful your sleep is.
Yeah, that's a bar.
Yeah, that is a bar. You like that one too? That was good.
You know what I mean?
I
But
like that one.
I think as you get older, I'm like my face goes gray, and as I get older, like it's like, dude, what is the extra X dollars? Now I know if you're on this call and you're in a place where you do want to double your business and all that stuff, that's awesome. But I will tell you this, that the fulfillment and the peace is more important, because you'll find, and I know it's so freaking cliche because Gary says all the time, and you know all these people tell you, and you're like, well, that's easy for you guys to say because you got money, but I will tell you for sure that once you get past a certain level, it's really like about your time and what
Neil,
you're spending your time on and your
it's
peace.
I made less than I built my dad's business from 3 to 60 million. He never paid me more than 100 at the apex. I got 100,000, and I had no money, but I loved life because my life was simple. I wasn't I wasn't like, when you have a family, you're worried about your children. Your parents get
Yeah.
older, you're worried about that. You get older, you realize, like, you get scared. Like, you know how many people are scared? Bro, most of these people are scared because media has scared them. I turn on Fox News and CNN and MSNBC and all, because I watch everything. Social, I want to know everything. 100% of mainstream media is fear selling, both sides. And 85% of social media is fear selling because they got fear from that and they're just passing it on. So as you get older, you fear more. When you're 20, do you know how many 23-year-olds give a fuck about politics, the LA fire? Like, a 19-year-old right now in college is trying to hook up tonight. They're not worried about inflation. They don't give a fuck about the LA fires. I mean, they do because they're a human being and it's a tragic event. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not eating up their 400 hours a
Yeah.
day. They don't fucking worry about, like, politics. They don't know the Speaker of the fucking House. They don't give a shit about the Supreme Court. They're not worried about the BRICS alliance. They're not worried about what China's trying to do. They don't worry about Putin trying to bring back the Iron Curtain. They're not worried about fucking some bird flu kicking up. They're fucking drinking beer.
Yeah.
And so you
Bro,
get old.
it's funny how you were like as happy as you ever been when you were broke. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Fido's over here laughing, bro, but he knows it's true.
if we were doing this and one person showed up, one, and you're like, Gary, I'm so embarrassed, my shit's fucked. Bro, I would be giving this fire right now with one person here.
Yeah.
It's being a good person. Neil, this is a good one. I think this will teach all these people more than anything we could possibly do. You've been going hard. You followed the playbook. You have the skills and the talents. That means you've met a lot of the people out there that have personal brands, right? You know the people now, right?
Yep.
You know where I'm about to go. All the people these people look up to, me included, you've learned some of them are even better in real life than they show up on social. But that's a small little group. What you've really learned is most of them are way worse.
Yeah. And unhappy, insecure.
And what I know, more than I know the sun will come up tomorrow, is I know I'm on the good side of that, because there's never a moment where I'm not a nice guy.
Yeah. When Gary said he's just a good dude, you guys, if you want to go to my YouTube channel, right, where we've been crushing it lately. If you search oldest video, the first video on my YouTube channel was me hanging out with Gary in that office that he's in right now, like 6 years ago. Bro, he did a meetup where you could just show up at his office. I don't think he does this anymore, you know, but back then you could be like, yo, bro, can I come through? And he'd be like, yeah. And the team DM me back and we got to hang out. And he's like, everybody gets a 5-minute meeting. He was launching a sneaker. We bought some sneakers. We got to hang out. We got to watch a live Ask GaryVee show being filmed in the office. And like I posted about this. And so, you know, Gary's just not just telling you this. For those of you who've been following a while, like, you know, but he's been doing it,
Neil,
you know, and
you know
like,
what-
and I was
you know
a
what-
nobody, bro. Like,
but you know-
who am I to come to your office and hang out
But
with you?
Neil, you know this. Thank you, comma. I'm even talking little shit. That's one thing, right? How about, like, when you have your conference, how people act in the back room with the person that's miking you up? And by the way, before I get too far down this path, yo, I'm a human. I've got tons of fucking shortcomings. I suck at a ton of shit. Just being a good human is not one of them. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you've invited people that you've looked up to, they come and speak at your conference and they're talking
Yeah.
down to your fucking, they're being nice to you.
No, I hear the stories afterwards from the staff.
Of course.
So
I know
it's
the
just,
story. I know the stories the staff said about me. Not that I do, but I just know that I think being kind to another human being is the requirement for this entire game. Sure, I'd love for you to fucking know this inside out because it will work, but that's fucking basic. Memorize it, listen to it. Learning that how you treat humans will impact your fucking wallet is
yeah.
something that people do not believe. They do not believe it. They think I'm talking puss shit. They think like, nah, they're gonna be like, well, Gary, I tried to be nice. I got walked all over. No, that's not true. You might have tried to manipulate someone by doing a small thing that was nice because you wanted something from them.
Yeah. Well, my thing is like we were talking about authentic storytelling as the big unlock for this call, one of the big themes. And I will tell you guys this, like, I'm excited to share a story. Now, I think, I don't know where I heard this, or maybe I freaking thought of it. I don't know, but it's been etched in my mind for the last 5 years. Don't say no for the audience.
I said
Like,
that.
yeah, maybe you said it, Gary. Fuck. But I was like,
And by
bro,
the way, I don't think I invented it, but boy, I
yeah, I
that
think
is
you
that
did
is
actually. Now I think about it, you did.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro. It's by the way, you know why I just jumped in? It was the first thing I told AJ the day we started VaynerMedia. The first thing. The first day, 9 a.m., first thing. I looked at my brother. I'm 34, he's 22. And I was like, the number one rule is do not say no for America.
Yes. And I'm
Don't say
telling you guys,
no
like,
for the other guy is actually what I said. And then I explained the other guy actually meant every consumer. Everybody here talks themselves out of it.
yeah, you're thinking about, authenticity is like, well, how do you be authentic, Neil? Well, here's the thing. Authenticity is not telling someone the truth. It's like revealing your truth at the risk of maybe somebody not engaging with you or
Back
scrolling
to
past you.
authentic. Let me tell you one of my favorite examples in all of business. It fits in real estate. Authenticity. When a 22-year-old is insecure because he or she's never sold a home, instead of documenting their journey of learning how to sell homes the right way, teaming up with OGs, they think wearing a suit and getting a watch, which is fake, is gonna fucking make you be like, oh, the fuck are we doing? You're fucking 22.
And I think the audience has gotten really good at sniffing out who's being authentic and not being authentic because they've consumed so much content. You ever see a young person like scroll? Bro, it's insane. Like you can scroll 20 videos and then all of a sudden they stop. And it's another talking head video. Why? Like why do we watch somebody and not the rest? It's a big piece of this is how they tell stories, but also being real.
Being fake is a short-term game, and you might be able to trick losers, but you're also losing equity with winners. Let me say that again, because it's incredibly important. Being fake, faking the funk, tricking people, scamming people, not being authentic. You can trick people. You can trick people for a short period of time, for a period of time. No, you can keep tricking people, but what you're doing along the way is you're also losing the real ones. And if you're ever going to want to be in the big leagues, you need to understand that.
Yeah. One thing that you just previewed this a minute ago, but you've been talking a lot. I've seen it on the news, is live selling. So
Yes.
QVC style. So I know you're going to talk about this trend, but bro, I was on TikTok and I know there's some talk of TikTok ban coming back. I'm pretty sure it's going to be here, and by the way, you can do this on other platforms, but I saw it crushing on TikTok. I saw a mortgage guy on TikTok going live for 2.5 hours,
Okay.
answering questions live. And then the people that were ready to move forward, he's like, oh, he passes them off to the team. He just literally turned his live on, and there was maybe 12 people on at one point. There was 3 people on at another point. He was
Yep.
answering questions live. So I feel like, bro, this and I've seen maybe like 3 people do this in the last year. So it seems like it's new to our industry, but live selling, I know people think of it QVC style, like you're selling widgets, but like you can also do this with services, correct?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to have a smaller effect. It's a lot easier to sell a t-shirt
For
live
sure.
selling than a car or a house. But of course, because one of the things that's happening when you're doing live selling is you're just building brand and building awareness. And so yeah, I'm a believer of live selling for everything. I do not believe that it's as easy to sell a home, but let's not forget there's unlimited shows on TV where they show homes and put a listing up.
Yeah, but I think it's not about selling a home. It's about selling someone on the process of, starting the process with you. So it's like, hey,
Of
maybe there's a
course.
checklist you have. Maybe there's stuff you're going over with people
Of
who
course.
want to potentially buy a home this year.
Now you're going into the smart part, which is branding and reputational build. Of course, there's multiple things going on at once. But do I believe that somebody is going to actually sell a home from a TikTok live? Of course. Somebody sees it. They're like, wait, my aunt lives in Mesa, Arizona. They text them. Like, the world is connected more than ever. It's crazy. It's so cool. It's so amazing.
So I'm going to bring up a question right now, Gary.
Gary, I got a question for you, my man. Morale sucks right now in our industry, and I think it's affecting a lot of people's ability to just to operate and market and sell. And I think it's compounding the problem. Like, their morale is actually hurting their ability to.
Honestly, Sam, I'm sorry to jump in. I really am. I'm just going to jump on it while it's in my stomach, and then we'll finish the question. Be players, Sam. Sam, tough market is when A players eat. I needed this. By the way, if you think that was fun for me to say, it wasn't, because I know a lot of people. I don't want to say, hey, you're a fucking loser, but I'm telling you, morale is low. This industry has a lot of pretenders. Every industry does. This one especially is good at it, because when it's good, you need to be like a rock and you can sell a home. Like, no, you're not a human. Like, you're literally like a piece of food can sell a home when it's hot. So I need everybody to hear this. Morale is low by C, D, and F players in the real estate industry. If A players are fucking hoping that the market stays down because it's weeding you the fuck out. Okay, keep going.
Dude, I feel that, Gary, but I'm going to tell you, like, we have some A player beasts in our market right here, and they're losing their backbone. Like, how, like, as a team leader, like, how
why? You know why?
Tell me.
Teach them to not spend their money when time is good.
Yeah.
You know why you think they're A players? Because they're A players at selling, but they're F players at spending. And when shit was good, they got a fucking Lexus or a fucking Viper. When shit was good, they fucking went to fucking the Four Seasons and ate the fucking lobster and give me the Dom P and got a fucking Rolly. You know why A players are fucking bending right now? Because they fucking spent their fucking money, because no one thinks there's ever going to be a dark day, which I would then say immediately makes them a C player. What do you think about that, Samuel?
I think it's the truth, bro.
I know it's the truth.
I think that's why I drive a paid-for Chevy, dude, is what I think.
Bro, I mean, there's so many people like that are so good at selling that they're good at spending. They've got to get their shit right. We got to get back to grandma and grandpa principles. Save some money. We don't even save money anymore. The fuck?
That's so true. Bro, this is insane. I think it's a great question. Thank you, Sam, for asking that, because I think it's so important.
Sam, so honestly, I'm sorry. So Sam, ironically, my answer was the answer. You need to sit down your team and be like, hey, let's have real talk. Let's all live a little humble. Hey, everybody, let's ban, I'm making up weird shit right now. Let's ban Starbucks coffees in the office. We're going to make Folgers in the office because everyone's going to save $6 times 3, $18 a day. Like, we got to get humble. Humility is the superpower. We fucking hated Spencer and Heidi, and all of a sudden they lost their home, and Heidi's at shopping at Marshall's, and we're like, they're the best. Humility is the fucking answer. People need to get humble.
I feel like it's hard conversations, man. I'm telling them little wins, take it, just action over ideation, and little wins is the way to get back on top and just to build on something, right? Yes. But I think the bigger issue is that they're not willing to have the hard conversation. And they need that
they're also hypocrites. They're the same people that were talking like, you got to crush it and work hard and fucking eat it like 2 years ago on social. And now that because they're getting affected, they're crying. Gary,
bro, somebody just texted me. I won't say your name, bro. I won't call you out, but he said to me, he goes, I love what Gary's saying right now. This is speaking to my heart. This is exactly why I sold my Ferrari.
Good for that person. Bro, watch this. Here it comes. You see it?
Yeah.
That person gave me goosebumps. I respect nothing more in the world than a man or woman that is willing to have the humility to go backwards on paper.
Yeah.
By the way, sell their home and go rent if they really got themselves in a, man, I can't even, I can't even explain. Do you know what the proudest thing I've ever done in my career, Neel, is? Number one, in my career, not taking the government's money during COVID.
Yeah.
Didn't take it.
A lot of people did that shit.
You could see my energies going to a different place because I got real feelings about people around me in my life that talk that fucking like be a winner shit, that fucking took that money when they didn't even fucking need it. My company was on fucking, I was up 24, by the way, and I was up 24 hours a day because I also did the all-in challenge with Michael Rubin and was raising money for people. I want to know who the fuck you are. This is a whole nother sentence and conversation about.
Bro, I think we just figured out how to trigger Gary, man.
Neel, I don't need peacetime generals. I don't need peacetime generals. I don't need people that are good when it's easy. I'm trying to figure out who's a fucking winner when it's hard.
Fuck yeah. I love this energy because
so Sam, when Sam says, hey, Sam, get back on the screen. Sam, I just need you to hear this. Anybody by nature who's complaining and crying when things are tough, by definition, can never be an A player. So they better fucking acknowledge their B-ness right the fuck now.
And that hits.
He called it out, bro. All right, I'm gonna move on to another question.
So Gary, I own an insurance agency and I struggle with the balance of which type of content to focus more on. My funny content does very well. It's gone viral several times, but it doesn't directly convert into business.
Ish.
Yeah, ish.
By the way, somebody just said Rick is the best. Brother, I'm sorry to jump in because I'm getting hyped right now. There's only two things in business. There's marketing and then there's sales. The funny content is building awareness around you. If you didn't have the funny content, several people in this chat wouldn't have said Nick is the best right now. They know what the fuck you do. You're getting business from it that you don't even see. Nobody remembered why the fuck they emailed you. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know. So, and the educational content, it doesn't perform as well. Like it usually flops, but I know it's necessary. I'm sure lenders and realtors can relate. I just want to know I just want to get better at creating content that converts, or like, what would Gary do at the end of the day? Like, which percentage would it be? 70-30, 80-20?
How many posts a week or a day are you doing between the two of them?
Usually 5 posts, 5 reels a week, but a bunch of stories, and posting on all platforms. Yep.
I would A, do more, and B, I would ebb and flow. Sometimes 50-50, some 70-20, some 80-20. Like, I wouldn't overthink it. I would keep doing both to as much as I possibly can make across as many different platforms as possible.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let me ask you a real question, and don't bullshit me. Promise?
Yeah.
On some real talk, on average, how many hours a week do you think you work? And don't, by the way, like, nothing's impressive and nothing's bullshit. I'm just asking, please. Roughly.
Probably between 45 and 52.
Good. Of those, I'm going to go with 50 because it's easy math. Of those 50, real talk, don't bullshit me. This is important for you and everybody else. How much of the time do you spend on making content? Making it. Not reading the comments, not, scrolling your phone, not making it.
Well, I'd probably say like maybe 6.
Great.
No, maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, so about 10%.
Yeah.
Make it 20%.
Okay.
Good. That's it.
Cool.
You know why?
No.
It's going to work, and it's going to take away this question.
All right.
Because the answer for anybody who wasn't following is you're going to end up doing more of both. Because both work.
Got it.
For different reasons.
Appreciate you, Gary.
Love
Thank
you, brother. Stay well.
Yvonne, we got a little bit of time left here. Go ahead.
So I've seen so much AI generated content, and there's a new development on AI every day.
Yes.
Should we be embracing this to put out more
Yes.
content? Should we be, so no anti-AI, really just delve into it?
I've lived through anti-social media. I've lived through anti internet. I've lived through anti-search engines because some reason the yellow pages was supposed to be put on a pedestal. We've lived through anti-texting because you should be writing letters because that's more spiritual. I've lived through reading about anti-television, anti-radio. Oh, by the way, go read the articles about anti-electricity because guess what? There's demons in the electricity, so don't put it in your home. Candles are better. I've read anti-car because these horses are too important. I've read anti every single piece of technology of all time, and everyone who's anti loses, and everybody who's pro gets first mover advantage.
What do you see as the major impact of AI on small creators like us?
That it's going to commoditize a lot of the people that are not good, and it's going to make the ones that are good exceptionally productive and successful.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, with the logarithm always changing in Instagram,
Yes.
it seems hard to try to keep up with that. What do you think is the best way for us to, not only get organic content, but to stay up with things? Because every time you think you're on the right track, it changes, and like it seems like I'm back at zero again.
Rick, did you ever work out in your life? It's a very simple question. Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah. You can probably tell I work out a lot now. I know. Adonis-like body. I know.
Rick, did you have up and downs, or did you have like one good 5-year period and another than that, or how did it go?
No, there was definitely ebb and flow. Definitely. Still is. Yeah.
How do you keep up with it? By putting in fucking work, Rick.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry that the algorithm changes. Tough shit. If you fucking want to be a winner and make people see your shit, you need to stay up on it. And if you're okay with not, then you can chill and you'll gain a little bit more fat and your muscles will get a little small. Like, this is the truth. The way to stay on top of it is to stay on top of it, to read about it, to search about it, to ask ChatGPT, to read books, read the free deck, follow people like me and others that spend their whole life on it, do your own homework. And if you don't, you don't. The other thing is you're all too addicted to one platform. All these fuckers have been yelling about, don't just be on TikTok after I finally got them on TikTok. They're all fucked right now because of the fucking ban. If that goes down, everybody here should be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, if it's still around, or if you're global, Snapchat Spotlight, which is their TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Camilla said, and Red Note. Watch this, Camilla. Camilla in here said, what about Red Note? I'm going to show you something because that's where everyone's moving over to right now out of this fear. This is literally my team showing me this. Look at this. Look at this, Neel. Most of the people here have no idea what the fuck Red Note is. Look at this.
I've never heard of it, bro, till you just told me.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, Neel?
That's it, bro.
Who the fuck do you think, bro, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Vine, it was everything. He's always the first to adopt.
I promise you I didn't get here by accident. I promise you I didn't get here by luck. I didn't get here with my fucking looks. I put in the fucking work. That's the answer to Rick's question. Every day, I know that attention and awareness is the most important thing in the world. And I pay attention to where it is, where it's going, how it's going, by the way, if you did another thing I've said a million times, Neel, and I know you've heard this, I haven't said it in a long time, but if you listened, and boy, have you listened to a lot of fucking things I've done, and better than that, you've actually executed on a lot of things that I've said. But one of the things you're not doing is you're not doing what I said, which is you go to the App Store every single day. Every day, when you take a shit, when you brush your teeth, before you go in the shower or check your weight or drink a glass of water, your new daily regimen is to go into the platform of the App Store app and look at the top 100. And you would know what Lemonade and Red Note was if you did that, because today they're 1 and 2 and you'd be like, what the fuck? Got it?
Yeah. I haven't been doing that. I remember occasionally, but you get caught up in these platforms and it does take time. I think it's like what Rick's saying is I have empathy, bro, for like, it's hard to keep up with because it's going, but
you know what else is hard? You know what's the hardest thing for me in the world? To eat protein over carbs and to go to the gym and work out my muscles and stretch. It's hard as fuck. But as someone who got hot as shit on stretching the last 3 months after having ebbs and flows, I cannot believe how I feel today with my QL, with my adductor, with my psoas. And fucking 4 months ago, I was like, eh. And now I put in the fucking work and I feel better. Go figure.
Yeah, no, this is a great question that just came up. I see it in the Q&A. I also see it in the chat. Okay, it says, if you're into these niche things. Do you need to create a separate account for that? Like, let's just say it's tequila, but then he also wants to talk about this. He also wants to talk about this.
He can, but don't forget 95% of the consumption is happening in the feed. So whether you do it under Rick's Tequila, what's cool now is he can do that and his first post can get views because now but views, not just followers, or he can do it in the other thing. Both can work.